Yeah.
Tipping.
Okay, we're back, you guys. We needed a little intermission, but we got some more questions. Okay, so thank you, Ryan, for helping me with these questions, and Jefrel as well. I think we got a good lineup. I don't even think we'll get through them all. Okay, first question. What if your partner of 1 year that you are married to goes away on a mountain hiking trip, which required a helicopter at some point, and the helicopter crashed, and then they supposedly died, and you got the news, and you were super madly in love with them, and it took you forever to mourn them and get over them, but you had to be strong, and you did. You met someone new. Finally, it was really hard, but you did it, and this person is great to you. You're in love again, and you're thinking about starting a family. Then the person that supposedly your first love, that you're still technically married to, it's been 2 years, and they come back into the picture professing their love, how they fought tooth and nail and fought a bear. And,
Castaway.
yeah, and now they want you back.
This is intense.
Now, who do you choose between person number 1 and person number 2?
Oh my God, that's so loaded.
Yeah. That's intense. That's a lot.
Do you want me to go or?
First of all, that sucks.
And there's a right answer, and then there's a lot of wrong answers.
Oh, really? Okay. Go. Yeah.
I think oh my God, it's so tough because all I could think about is the girl that I'm with now being on that mountain, right? Getting stuck up there, and then all of a sudden she shows up, she's saved, and then finding a new girl, and I think I'd probably go back to the first girl, because if we got married and I helped her survive and all that,
And then the two girls are like, damn, the Catch Me Outside fucking sound didn't work. What the hell?
It's gonna for sure hurt the girl that you're dating currently. Of course, it's gonna be a heartbreaker. But
what about so you just break the one girl's heart and go back to the first? You're gonna have to break one of their hearts, so you figure, might as well do the
because she didn't have to go through hell on a mountain for
come
a
back
year,
professing her love, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh my God, like, you kept me alive, your love, or all that. Like, that's, oh, dude. Like, she almost broke physically, right? And then you're gonna go and break her heart after she comes back. Oh, rough.
I agree. No, yeah, I would definitely go back. There's no way that. I mean,
you just tell the person you're with, well, did you get stuck on a mountain? No, you'll be fine.
I don't know if it'd be that harsh, but
I won't. It's just a funny thing to think about.
Yeah, you definitely got to.
Did
go
you
back.
almost die?
That's your person. Like, imagine you put yourself in that situation, like in any situation when it comes to a person's feelings, like, how would I feel if I survived a mountain?
You're all like bummy, and you got like dirty clothes. Like, I just got back in town, and I've been waiting this whole time. And then he's like, "Sorry, I got a new person."
Oh, that's awful.
So you guys wouldn't do that. You'd be like, "Oh my God!"
Just like Castaway, just like Tom Hanks and his girl. They ended up making it work, right? She ran out after he came.
All right, you guys want to know the right answer now?
All right, what's the right answer?
You break up with both of them, and you make them fight to the death for your affection.
The mountain girl will win for sure.
Yeah,
she deserves it. I think you break up with both just to give yourself some time to think about it. So not for you, because you could probably make that decision in an instant, but to give the other two people time to think about it and like understand the situation that they're in also. Ultimately, it's your choice, but they're the ones that are. So maybe, what are you going to do? Just the new person's like there, and then you're like, whoop, turn your back on them and go to the next person?
It's a process for sure.
That's
it's a process. I mean, you can't just, especially if you're living together, no kids, right? So that's easy.
And then it's the new guy, he asked for your hand, and you guys are you're engaged. What about then?
Well, you're not married.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's still hard, but at the end of the day, you're still married to the person, the original person.
They didn't sign the paperwork. They were stuck on a mountain.
If I was the mountain person, I'd throw them in the face too. Like, yo, man, we got papers still. Okay, next question. How's it going, right? Situational?
Yeah, good. Definitely.
How do you feel about your partner of a year going out on girls' nights and girls travel, or boys' nights and boys travel?
I think it's healthy. I mean, you don't want to overdo it and be having them like all the time, but I do feel like it is healthy for each side to have like a girls' night or a guys' night. I always encourage my guy like, hey, you haven't hung out with your boys in a while. You should plan something. Or even if I have like a girls' night, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be out of the house. You should do something in the house, like
I'd be
invite them
like,
over.
those bums.
Do
something.
something in the house, not out of the house.
Yeah,
You should
right.
clean in the house.
It's like, all right, I'll order a pizza in the house. No, so you're encouraging to get them out the fucking house. What are you trying to do in the house so bad that you want them out of the house?
No, like I said, I'm not all the times, but I don't think it's healthy for you never to have a guys' night.
Yeah,
Like that's
right.
for me personally.
So that's
not
you
healthy.
you trying to do the right thing and put your foot in his ass and say, go outside and play.
Yeah, I think it's healthy for occasionally, the guys just have a guys' night. I don't have to always be around. But of course, there's balance. Like if you're doing it every weekend, staying out till 2 and 3
Yeah,
a.m.,
that's not
then
cool.
there's a problem
Your
there.
lipstick marks on your neck.
They're not in the relationship then.
Yeah, then you want to be single.
Yeah.
Go. So your true intention will kind of like show. If you're going out or you're kind of forced to go out, there's like a difference there. Okay.
Yeah. I don't really have guys' nights. I've like last night I went out with some buddies and we had dinner. It was great.
And we all know how that went.
Yeah. It was great everything. It was just a mix up and lack of communication from the organizer. But I think it's good, yeah. I don't by any means try to have a guys' night once a week. I don't need them. During the week I'm in the gym after work, and then after that, her and we have dinner and we, watch a movie, go to bed, or watch whatever, go to bed. But weekends is us time. Like I would rather be with no one besides her on the weekends. So I have no desire to go spend all day with a buddy unless we're going to do something like one off, like LA Auto Show, or something one off like that. So, and also she doesn't really ask for girls' nights either. And when she does, she just goes to a restaurant. They have a couple drinks. It's not like they're going to they're not going to Mesa. They're not going to Country Club or anything like that, because I wouldn't dare ask.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that you don't want me going out.
No,
you
she does not want me
You
going
want to hold
out.
me by the ear
Yeah.
and chaperone me around all night and say, if you're going out, I'm gonna be there, because I'm gonna get my dick sucked. So like I'll be married and all, but if the most beautiful girl in the world comes up to me, bro, it would take a real strong man to be like, no,
Yeah,
ma'am,
no doubt.
ma'am, I'm a straight. I love my wife. Yeah, I do love my wife, and I would never cheat on her. But no, don't let me go out to a place where there's half naked women everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I gotta clarify, or we gotta clarify on what these guys' nights are.
Yeah, like what if
okay?
guys' nights a
Dick
strip club?
sucked.
What if guys' nights a strip club, or and you don't know
No.
that
I
the
think
friends.
a common thing I come across when I say guys' night or guys' day is my guy likes cars and airplanes and stuff, and so they'll be like, I don't know, some car show happening in Huntington Beach or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
And
you said country club in Mesa, and that's what I'm thinking.
No, no, no,
'Cause I'm
no.
going to country
Mm,
club in
mm,
Mesa.
mm,
No, that's a
mm.
bad idea.
and so for those car shows and all those stuff, like
Yeah, she lets me do that too. Like
like
that's easy.
go with your boys, like have a guys' day, you know.
You just don't want to do that shit with
Or
him.
no, I'm fine with it, but because he doesn't see his friends so often, like I feel like it's healthy to have that. So if it's
But
done in
how well do you know his friends?
I know pretty well. And mostly because when those have happened, he's had me join because he's like, I want you to come with me. And I'm like, okay, I will. But, he still has single friends and they still, like to talk to him about guys' stuff. And I'm like, I'm okay with that. I don't need to be around when you're having those conversations. They probably don't want me around when they're having those guy conversations because they're still single and they're wanting to just kind of vent and stuff. So I feel like that's why it's healthy. Like, it's still, you don't need to like not have your single friends anymore just because you're in a relationship.
But you just want to know where he's at, though.
Yeah. Well, he would want the same thing for me. Like I have my girls' night and
Oh
he
yeah,
knows
better
exactly.
believe I know exactly where the fuck
He
you're
knows
at.
where I'm at, and
Yeah.
we keep
We-
it PG.
Okay, that's respectable. Keep it PG. You know, I like that. So same thing, just keep it PG. If and you know what? By the way, I forgot to comment. I really do like your answer about I don't really have guys' nights that often.
Yeah.
Fuck, I want to hang out with them clowns for. How fuck are they gonna make my life
Yeah,
any
because they
better?
all want me to start the conversations with the girls. Like a lot of these guys don't have game and stuff, and they're like, "Yo, go talk to that group. Go do this, go do that." And you know, that's just that.
All they're gonna do is just a vacuum fucking right to my brain, just leeching the shit out of my head. You know, I don't want to be around nobody. So yeah, I'm cool with the guys' nights too. But if it's been a long time, I would really appreciate a nurturing, supportive, motherly type of partner that's like, yo, get the fuck out of the house, you know, like go play outside, you know.
Yeah.
So I get that from both sides. Okay, next question. Let's see. Do you guys believe in second chances? Partner cheats. I haven't even laid out any of the scenario yet, but partner cheats. Is there any justification for second chances?
I've never caught a girl cheating on me before. Not to say, I mean, it happened to me way back in the day, but it was totally after the relationship was already over. So I've never like caught a girl texting someone and like, who is this? You know what I mean? So I haven't, thankfully, I haven't had to deal with it. But I'll tell you what, when that girl after, this was in high school, we were at a kickback with all the homies and I brought a new girl around and my ex started bringing her friends around all of my friends. And it got into one of those messy situations like, oh, so you and your friends think you can hang out with my friends without me? I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not there. So I show up with a new chick and she tries to show out in front of everyone and starts yelling and she goes, I cheated on you 5 times in front of everybody.
It's so embarrassing for
Yeah,
herself.
I was like, oh my God, all right, cool. 5 times. You're awesome.
Classy.
Yeah. And it was just, yeah. And I even after the clown, even after the clownery or whatever you want to call that, it still was like, damn, I wonder who those guys were. And I wonder if she had sex with them. And I wonder, you know what I mean? Like it kind of made me think a bit. So
Did it hurt?
there's a part that kind of hurt, you know, like, damn. Because then the thought was like, well, who the fuck are these guys? And
I'd have
are
been
they-
like, one hurt.
are my
5?
buddies.
Damn.
Yeah. But yeah. I mean,
Yeah, no. Have you been cheated on, Jefrel?
I have. And I'd like to say that like the obvious question would be like no second chances and stuff like that, but when your heart's involved and you've spent like, years of trying to make things work, or even it doesn't even have to be years, when somebody's spent like a certain amount of time of working in a relationship, it's so complex. Like sometimes you want to say like screw you, I'm out, but other times you're like, man, I have feelings for this person, like I put in time, work, effort, I want to make this work. So I don't know. I think it's very situational.
have you cheated on a guy before?
No.
Good for you.
The situational part, I feel like just to throw one of those situations out there is there a difference between cheating emotionally and cheating physically?
Yeah, I think so.
Like
for
if
sure.
you cheat, let me kind of clarify. If you cheat in a way where you never ever talk to that person again, it was to get a nut off and there's no emotion at all, and you actually love your partner and still treat your partner so good, you don't change anything about the way you treat them, but you did sleep with someone, but nothing else changes. It's not like I want a divorce, I don't love you anymore, none of that bullshit. Like I still love you and we got kids and I'm in it because I want to make it to 90 with you, but sorry, I did that.
I guess if someone cheated, you'd want it to be that, which is just one night stand, no emotion. You're not texting this person daily.
I
saying
think
good
if there
morning.
was any emotion involved, I'd drop the bitch immediately. But if she did that, that's like, what do you do?
Well, you're obviously not fulfilling her emotionally. Girls do that. They seek emotion or they seek that what they're not getting. You know, if you're in a relationship and you're not being romantic and you're not showing her love and the soft side, she's going to go get her from someone else.
So if you're the type of person who's constantly working, constantly traveling, constantly away, like every time you guys have sex, she like has countdowns and shit for that because she knows you'll be in town. Like, yo, maybe we'll conceive a baby this time, and you're just always something else's priority to her, does that mean that she's gonna cheat on you?
There's a higher chance for sure.
She's gonna fuck the mailman?
Fuck whoever she wants, especially if you're taking care of her and she's got time and she doesn't have to work. Or
See, yeah, I think you're definitely right about that. Like, it's a man's responsibility to fulfill his bargain, right? Yo, I got the dick and I'm gonna lay it down, you know? But if I'm not doing that, just like a guy would do that, if you're not gonna give me pussy, we're not having, I'll get it somewhere else. I think the
Right.
girl's gonna say that. I
Then
think
just
it's
leave, though.
universal.
Like, I don't understand, like,
No, but
why the
like,
cheating. Like, if you're not being fulfilled, like, why even stay? Like, just do us both a favor and just bounce.
but the partner loves you, but he prioritizes his work life to the point where he's working a lot and traveling a lot, and you don't see him that much. He's like a rich dude that he's not trying to do that because he's mean. He has $1 billion thing that he's working on and about to accomplish.
Same
Would you?
goes though. If you've had a conversation and nothing's changing, just go.
I think any
Do us both a
woman would,
favor.
no matter how good that guy is, how good he treats her, and how much money he makes or whatever, she's not gonna deal with that. She could be the best, nicest woman too, but I think if you're out of the picture that much, yeah, you're right. You should just go as the woman, and as the guy, you should understand that.
And then the other problem with cheating is I feel like you're more likely to do it again once you've already done it. Like the chances of you, if you've never done it, it's not that high. But if you've already done it, like it's so like more likely that you will eventually do it again because you've already done it. It's easier.
But what if that guy is emotionally totally in love with you, but he just,
He's not because you want to cheat it.
I mean, I kind of agree with her. I know where you're going with this. You're going to say, like, men have a sexual appetite, and sometimes it's just a fling that doesn't mean shit to them. But I know what Jefrel is saying, too, is like, yo, come get this pussy if you want the sex so bad, Like, why you got to go outside the relationship for it?
right, I get that.
There's no excuse for that.
There isn't.
Infidelity is infidelity, and I'm not cool with it.
I feel like people have gotten very flexible with the word love and what it means. So maybe a lot of people are allowed to get away with much more than they should. But the word is a loaded word. And if you love someone, you're not going to do that. And if you do, then you don't. That's it. It's black and white. I don't know why people are putting shades to it. Like,
Okay, well, you're right. It's a really, really, really tough one, though.
it is. Because again, I might say, like, no, I'm not going to give you a second chance. But when my feelings are all caught up and I'm.
No, you said you believe in second chances because of all the investing into the relationship
like,
you've done.
Again,
What do you think about people who are on and off all the time?
What do you mean?
Like, why did they do that?
I
On
feel
and off?
bad.
Oh, people that break up, get back together, break up, get back together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Like, what's the
rough.
root cause of that? Like, why is it
A
happening?
lot of fights. A lot of fights.
That was my relationship. We broke up. Next week we'd be back together. Broke
Oh.
up, back together.
Things will settle down. You get all cute and soft again with each other, and get back together. And
Yeah, and again, like my whole thing was, I wanted to make it work. So I stayed in there much longer than I should have. But I feel like I'm able to understand people more now because I've been through it. That I'm less judgmental about it.
And yourself and what you're willing to put up with.
Yeah, like now that I see people that do that, I'm less judgmental and I'm more understanding, and I feel like it just be supportive because they just got to go through the motions. Like they'll know when they're done.
Like
When they've had enough.
I know you got some issue you're working through right now, and I'll try to be as nice to you as I can about it. But I'm not about to be the dog that you kick, when you get home from work, to take your issues out on. I get that. Sometimes you just gotta. So the question was on and off. Any comments about that?
I don't know. I've been on and off with some. Like this is like in high school though. You go on and off and you fight, and it's just a game.
What was your reason for putting up with that? Why were you the culprit to that?
Well, you get used to someone, you get used to the routine and you love them, and you know, there's so many things. It could just be so many things. You know, it was never too crazy to where it was just drug out, drug out, drug out.
You
But
were
it-
just like, yo,
a
I was
couple
kind of having a
times,
dry spell this week,
couple times on
you
and
know.
off.
It wasn't purely sexual because you said you were younger.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, sex had a lot to do with it. It was an easy person to just go back and have sex with. It was an easy person to say.
So that's all that it was.
Could be. It could have been
You didn't love her.
been a good factor.
You loved yourself. And your dick was talking and making all the decisions.
Yeah, he's writing my schedule for me.
Okay, so I think a lot of it is you're only as faithful as your options when it comes to the on and off thing.
Mm.
Jefrel's like,
That's fair.
shit.
I'm processing that comment. I was like,
Yeah. We'll go next question.
Yeah, I think you will agree with me at the end. But then again, maybe those two people are not ready for each other. So
Yeah.
okay, gym acquaintances of the opposite sex. Go.
don't do it.
Keep it cool. Just give them the eyes. Say hi.
Ask them if they want to fuck right away, and if they don't, then just fucking move on to it.
Let's
Don't
go to the
do it.
jacuzzi.
I've only done it once, and that was
How long did it drag before there was some kind, like, because at first it's just eye contact and it's all the little bullshit, but how long? Because me, it's like 10 seconds.
If I'm single, I'll give it a couple days. Because there have been times when I went up to a girl the first time I saw her, but girls are used to that. So if you do that, they're just like, another guy.
I don't care what girls are used to. I'm just like, bitch, I don't want to keep seeing you around wondering. Right?
well, good for you, because a lot of guys aren't like that. And,
Yeah, different speed.
you know,
I heard
my,
about
My
guys-
guy says it all the time. Like, that's why most guys miss their chance, because they wait like who knows how long just to say hi. And by the time you do, she's moved on.
I heard a
She's
horror
already dating
story.
somebody.
Dude was running next to a girl for 2 years on a treadmill, had a crush on her the whole time. Girl was always cordial. He thought maybe. 2 years, he asked her out to coffee, and the bitch said fucking no.
That's his bad.
Yeah.
2 years.
That's what we're talking about, though. It's like gym acquaintances, crushes.
There was one time when I did, like you said, you've done it one time. There has been a time where I was with someone and it didn't, we were just hooking up, right? And then after she saw I got a girlfriend, I saw her at the gym and I tried to say hi to her and she acted like she didn't know me. And it was so awkward. So awkward. She's at the squat rack and she's squatting and I'm like, a few machines back and I see her go to put another like quarter on or whatever. So I walk up and I grab the other quarter and I put it on and I go, hey, how have you been? She goes, good. Goes away. Gets on her phone, looks at her phone. I'm like, you all right? Yeah.
Oh, she was hurting.
Dude.
She was hurting because
Oh my gosh.
I was just going to say that. It happened to me probably a year ago. I called the girl that had smashed real good. And then she acted like she didn't know who I was.
girls do that when they're hurting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
When they're hurting after being shaded.
It's saving
Yeah.
face for sure.
Yeah.
Well, she was on my IG too, and I told her like I wasn't ready for a relationship because we had just met and I was getting out of one. A couple months go by, and then I meet my now girlfriend, and I knew she was a gem, so I had to grab her. I'm not gonna not just So I think she saw her on my Instagram, and I kept posting stories, and then
They want what they can't have.
yeah, and then she blocked me, got me out of her.
But it's
See?
funny
She's
how
hurting.
Yeah.
how Jefrel noticed that right away. She knows the girl lingo. She's like, that's so true. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that whole I don't know you. That's what that was.
Yeah, I guess that's that.
Because at the time you think, oh, she just thinks she's like this and that. You like we
Yeah.
don't process it right away.
Yeah,
like
you're
when
right.
that happened to me, I was like, what?
I was kind of mad, but
Yeah, no, that's what it means.
That's why they
She's
do it
hurting.
to confuse us. Okay, next question. Let's see. How do you keep that first date feeling, that fire alive in a long-term relationship?
I think you mix up the dates, the quote unquote dates, where you go, what you do.
Ah, bitch, I'm tired. I don't want to go anywhere tonight. Fuck it.
We just stay home.
No, I'm just
But-
kidding. But like, what if the it's getting comfortable, and then you're still trying to mix it up? Then what?
Yeah. Well, what? Say it again.
I mean,
if-
in the beginning, you're going to Ruth Chris. You're going to you're not going to
We're
that
s-
shit. All the time down the line. So then, how do you mix it up?
we go to freaking Mastro's. We go everywhere. We went to Water Grill probably 2 months straight. Not maybe like a month and a half straight. Every Friday night, we loved it, and we got over it. So then we started going somewhere else. It was
Let me
easy.
ask Jefrel. Jefrel, do girls ever get tired of restaurants, or is there some point where you're like, nah, let's just be at the house and do it at home?
um, so I'm not. I don't know. I think occasionally, I'm a little different. I guess I'm not big on like the fancy restaurants. I mean, I like it maybe occasionally, special occasion. That's fine, but I'm pretty okay with just having a burrito from our favorite taqueria. That's
Nice.
a
Yeah,
bomb
that's good
night,
too.
like-
I never said it had to be going out.
Yeah.
You just mentioned the mixing it up, keeping it.
I'm cool with the
Yeah.
once a week
Yeah.
restaurant, but
Yeah.
but any more than that, I personally don't even want to eat out that much.
Same.
Yeah. The
for
way
sure.
we keep it exciting is through travel. Like we love to travel. So I'm constantly planning like trips, whether it's a big trip of the year or like little trips.
Okay. I
like
had a good
getaway
travel
trips.
question. What
Okay,
do you
let's-
learn about your partner when you travel? I mean, the cliche things we know, but like your experience, like what do you learn about your partner?
Learn about my partner?
Yeah,
If they
like
use baby wipes or not.
right when you travel with somebody that brings out like their most crankiness and all that stuff.
I think it brings out
The
if
jet
they're
lag.
good at organizing, like you said.
Organizing, yeah.
If they're good and
Timing and
Yeah, right. Like my chick, she put together itineraries for every single place we went to, and it was amazing.
You got a personal fucking secretary.
Oh,
I'm
bro.
all for that too.
Bro, she is on it. Like she showed me these itineraries on her phone, and it looked like she had paid someone or had AI book this trip.
That's hilarious. I think I'm gonna like her because I'm like that. I
Yeah.
plan the itineraries. I have like
Yeah.
at such and such we're gonna do this, this,
yeah,
this,
yeah.
and I always leave time for downtime. But I'm like, look, we're gonna wake up early. We're gonna do this, this, this. Just trust me. You're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to travel soon to some special place. How much time do you want what's it called, layaway? How much layaway time do you want? Or what's it called?
What do you mean? Like until
The
you
the
go on a
time in
trip?
between, what's that called?
It's called well, if you're at the
Layover?
airport, it's a layover.
Oh, okay, layover. How much of a layover if you do stop in a cool town? And should you leave the airport to go in that town?
I don't like layovers.
No,
I like direct flights.
just go straight because
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're not.
And we
trying
don't
to-
leave the airport either because I want to get the fuck back on the plane to go where we're going.
Okay, so short of layover as possible.
Yeah, or direct flight. That's the best.
Okay, so what are some other traveling tips?
Traveling tips.
Yeah, you got your itineraries all organized perfectly.
Yes, I do. I like
Yeah, I think
everything's
that's the
planned
best.
ahead because I don't want to be stressing. Like I want to know exactly how it's gonna go. I always leave time to relax, but I always like to like just get it done early so that we have time to just do whatever in the afternoons.
What was the most recent thing you did?
We just got back from Australia.
Nice.
Yeah,
Tell us about that a little bit.
it is a pretty cool country.
Did
Just
you eat
beautiful.
kangaroo hamburgers?
Not hamburgers, but I did have kangaroo,
Oh, wow.
and I'm sad to say it was actually delicious.
Really? I
It
thought it'd be
was.
super gamey and not
No,
delicious.
It was really good.
I'd probably eat kangaroo.
I had kangaroo and alligator.
Oh, alligator.
Yeah, I
Damn.
did like the kangaroo better. I'm sad to know I didn't
But
want to
was
like
it red meat?
Kangaroo? Yes, it's red meat.
Red meat? Like I mean like in the ballpark like kind of texture wise, and
Mhm.
it looked like red meat more so.
Yeah.
And alligator was like chicken, right?
Is it like? Yeah, I guess it is like chicken.
That's what I've heard. I haven't had it.
I don't know. It wasn't bad. But yeah, I think traveling. I think it's important to travel with your significant other. I think it.
Mhm.
That's the time you kind of see. You spend the most time with each other because you're not. You don't have to go to work or anything. You get to
What
see.
if he's working all the time while he's traveling with you?
Oh,
He's
No,
always on the
no.
phone.
Yeah, I'm not into workaholics. That's. You have to have time for your family.
Like when you're traveling, just enjoy the moment.
Yeah, that's time that you have together. That's time when you know you're communicating, you're having fun. You need that break.
Mhm.
What if he like wakes up early and then until like 11 or 12?
Ooh, you know what? You bring up a good point because it's another like interesting topic. Is can a morning person be with a night owl?
Oh,
That's
that's tough.
and I speak from experience because I was with a morning owl and I'm a night owl.
So okay, to explain
And
to us like at nighttime when he goes to bed at like 9, 10, right? He's prepping to get
like nine, yeah.
to bed, right? 9 o'clock. And you probably sleep at like 1 p.m., probably something like that,
Maybe
right?
1 a.m.
So
What-
one, yeah, a.m. And so you've got 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, right? 4 hours to do whatever the fuck you're doing at night.
I think the problem came when we had to have conversations because I wanted to have them at night. And he's like, no, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
But then at
Oh.
5 a.m. when he's up, he's like, "Oh, hey, you wanted to talk?" I'm like, "No, I don't want to talk to you. It's freaking 5 a.m." like, and then we go to work, and then
Damn.
we wouldn't be able to have those conversations. So that's when I noticed it the most is when we had to have serious conversations, and I was ready to have them at night, but he was like, "I'm winding down. I'm tired. I want to go to bed."
Right.
Have you had those problems?
Yeah, I've been in that situation before. She was a bartender, so she'd always work till like 2 a.m. And I was doing mornings at the time, like at I worked for Costco for a while, and they have 5 a.m. shifts, and 5 a.m. is rough. You got to be there at 5, so you wake up at like 3:30, 3, really take time to get ready, but it sucked. I used earplugs, and cover whatever it's called to cover your eyes, but earplugs.
I don't think that's a good living situation.
No, it's not. That's why we didn't work out.
See, it's a big thing. I didn't know this until I was with a morning person, but it's something that as a
Yeah.
single person you should have that conversation because
Yeah.
it does present a challenge that you wouldn't expect in a relationship.
Last trip I went on with my girl, we almost like broke up. She was like about to leave the room and go get her own separate room, and it was
Wait, what
so
was why?
silly. She's really spicy, right? It's funny because she's not like a normal girl. Like some girls just love to talk your ear off, and she's very like, doesn't talk a lot, few words. It's great though. We have good conversations. And we had gotten into, she had misread something. There was a situation downstairs. Oh, it was the subway. I remember our tickets were messed up. We were trying to get to Kyoto, and we were flipped around in the subway, and some guy like tried to stop me, speaking Japanese to me, and I like brushed him off, and I was like, "Leave me the fuck alone! I don't even know who you are. Leave me alone." And she thought I was like she's like, "You're disrespecting him." We get to the hotel.
Fuck that guy, anyways.
Yeah, fucking I scanned my ticket. So we get to the hotel, and she gets in the shower. Before she gets in the shower, she's like, "I'm gonna do some homework after I get out of the shower." I'm like, "All right, we're fighting." So I go downstairs and I go walk around for like half hour, 45 minutes, and I come back. I got her a little present, a little toy to like say sorry, a little souvenir, and she's gone. She's gone. And
Wait, why?
So I get to the hotel and I'm like, "Where the fuck are you? You just got out of the shower and you said you were doing your homework." So I call her and she's like, "I'm downstairs. I'm walking around. I'm gonna go get a beer." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" So I think we like screamed, like we yelled at each other on the phone, and then finally I said, "All right, I'm gonna be at the hotel. You do whatever you want to do." She comes back and we hash it out more, and then she packs her stuff up. She's like, "I'm getting a separate room. You can figure out what you want to do as far as flying home, and then
She took it serious.
yeah, she's like all or nothing, 0 to 100. But I was the one.
You yelled at her, huh?
Well, I'm very direct and I want answers and I want to talk about stuff. Like you're upset. Let's talk about why we got there or how we
In
got
hindsight, what would you have done differently?
there. Not went and walked around downstairs. I just waited for her to shower and sat with her. Excuse me, while she was doing her homework. But I was the one that stopped her. She tried to leave the hotel room. She tried to go around me with her bag. I wouldn't let her leave. I just wouldn't let her leave. And then I said sorry. I was the first one to say sorry. And then the rest of the trip was great. And that's the last like big fight we've had.
Nice. Okay, travel. You started this whole conversation about
Yeah.
travel. So any final comments on that? Travel.
No, other than like I think that it's a good thing. Like even with his experience on like it was rough, like that helped your relationship right there.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. We learn from every fight.
Okay, kind of on the same lines of workaholic. What if your partner wanted he was wealthy and wanted you to quit your job and be more of a help to him and the family?
I'm not that type of girl, so it would not work out with me.
Like you want your independence, you want your like mental like kind of getaway place to go to work and have a job. That's like important to you.
Yeah. I'm not a stay at home. I can't even, I struggle to stay at home even when I'm sick. I'm like, do not want to be here. But yeah, I think I'm more of a, we both grind equally and then we both have fun together. Um, the workaholic doesn't really work for me either way, like for me or for him. I think work is work when we're off to work, and then it's us time. There has to be a balance.
Right. What if your what if you asked your girl would what if your girl was totally fine with saying I'll quit my job and help you more and around the family versus the girl who's like, look, I just need to get out of the house. I need my independence. What would be more preferable to you?
Mm, it's it's kind of hard to say. Well, it's funny because the situation's flipped actually. Because she's been mentioning to me she wants like she's mentioned stay at home dad many times. Because
Fuck that.
she's basically a doctor, right? So she makes great money and
Okay, okay.
like I'm chilling, you know what I mean? So, but I also do need to get out of the house, and I do need to have, like I really love having a routine. I love prepping food for the day. My routine is very strict, right? And so when I notice I fall out of that routine, I become a little like, oh, where am I going to float around to today? Versus having a direction for the day. So
So
being a stay-at-home dad would be a little tough, you know, but if I can help her, because she plans to open businesses, because she's going to have her own practices and she wants to go a certain direction and have like 3 or 4 of these. If I could help her manage those, be the manager to run around these spots, I'd be happy to do
okay,
that.
so you're the flexible type. That's good. Jafra, let me kind of put you under fire a little bit. I'm totally with that you want to get out of the house, need to get out of the house. I think everybody needs to get out of the house. What if your dude was like a billionaire and he insisted and said, "Look, like I want you to still get out of the house and work, but can you just be on my team instead of working at another company making that guy rich?"
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. I think the whole point of it is like I don't think it's fair like for one person to be. This is again just me. Um, just putting all the work in. Like I think it should be equal. Like I want us both to be grinding. Um, and again, usually when one person is putting all the work, it's because obviously they have to work more hours to make up for that one person that's not working, and then that's less time we're together. If we're equally grinding though, then we have that equal time to be together afterwards. So I like it because it just balances everything out.
So all you're saying pretty much is what's important to you is that work and personal life are like balanced and separated so that you guys are both out of the house around the same time and in the house around the same time.
Yeah. I don't expect, for someone to be working all these extra hours just because, I'm expected to be home. I'm like, no.
Right.
How about
right.
we work the same amount and then we're home and spend the same amount of time together? Like, I feel like that's a lot better personally.
Well, there's no right answer.
No, everyone has their own way of working things out.
You brought up a lot of points about dating a workaholic. You don't think you could do that. That's a fair statement. That's not what you signed up for. You don't deserve that, and that's not what you're gonna, you know. But the girls who want to date some like rich dude, that is what they're signing up for. You know, maybe he's kind of got it to the point where he's retired now and he's just sitting on his laurels and he can travel all day with you. But if he's like a rich dude that's like in the thick of it, he won't have any time. So everybody knows what they're signing up for. I'm sure that they can go both ways for like the workaholic girl and um, like other scenarios. But I also think like we should probably hire nannies and all that stuff like that. You know,
Yeah,
like
no
I'm not
doubt.
putting all that pressure on you.
Yeah.
You know, that's not fair.
Yeah.
You want to get out of the house. I did run out of questions again, guys. So next
That's
time,
it.
I just want to say thanks for being flexible with me. You know, you guys were cool about just coming up with some questions on the spot, so that was fun.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for having us.
Definitely. And would you guys come back?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm gonna end the stream, and until next time, everyone.